Octopath Traveler. After 20 plus hours, is it good or bad? I'm gonna let you know my thoughts. So, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mabi, and Octopath Traveler has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I got a pretty good sense of what the game has to offer, and I'm gonna let you guys know if I do recommend this game. So, I picked this game up on launch. I pre-downloaded it and then played it as soon as it came out, because this game I was absolutely super excited for. When they first announced it, all I saw was the little teaser trailer showing the art style and the battle system, and I was 100% hooked. I did not want to play the demo. I did not want to look at any more gameplay because I knew this was a game that I wanted. I wanted a really deep, traditional Japanese turn-based type of thing with a pretty good story. And I'm actually playing this game all with the Japanese voices. I have heard the English ones since then because one of my favorite streamers decided to play this, so I was like, oh, let me watch up until like where I was and all that stuff. So I watched a couple of the in-game English voice acting. So if you don't know what the heck this game is, it is Octopath Traveler. Octo meaning 8, so you get to choose between 8 starting characters. It's a huge journey of just, everyone starts off with their own story, and you pick up characters along the way if you so choose so. But I'm not sure if you have to 100% the game by getting all the characters. I have all the characters and I'm going through all the stuff. But let's start off by going through some categories so we can get this thing like organized and interesting. So let's start with the story. So it's a nice little world that everyone starts with. You can choose between, I'm gonna go ahead and try to name them all off. We got the Tressa, who is a merchant. We have Therion, who is a thief. Olberion, who is a knight. Primrose is a dancer. We have the scholar, I forgot his name. Hanit, the hunter. And then we got, Ophelia, which is the pretty much healer of the group. And then we have the apothecary. So that's all 8. That's right? 5 and 3, that's 8. So you get to choose one of them to be your main protagonist, and then you start with their story. Now, the game progresses in chapters. There are 8 characters, and every character has a chapter 1, a chapter 2, and so forth. I'm not going to spoil how many there are and stuff like that. I haven't even completed the game, only like 20 hours in, but pretty much every character starts. And I'm going to give you an example for Tressa. Tressa, which is the main character that I started with. Before you pick the character, it gives you a nice description of what their class is, their name, and their background. Hers seemed like the most fun / basic for me. This is a girl who is a budding merchant living with her family. Then all of a sudden, some pirates show up in her town, and then she goes on a little journey after that. So it's really awesome. And then, as soon as you complete Hordelot in chapter 1, you are free to roam the world as you see fit. And this is one of my favorite parts of the game. You don't have to go get everyone. You can just go with whoever you choose. Like, you can pick up Tressa as a merchant. She's pretty self-sufficient in skills, and then you can run around and grab like the mage. You can go grab a mage class, you can grab a healer class and a tank class, and then you can just go do whatever. Or you can get all 8 characters and do all of their chapters. So pretty much if you go pick up another character, you're pretty much doing their chapter 1 and then so forth. So that's pretty much the story. No crazy spoilers there. Just so you know, you can do everything. And as soon as you pick someone up, the enemies scale with the other ones, so that's good. It does that. So that was story. Let's talk about gameplay. Gameplay is pretty much turn-based, which is so good. Now, I did not realize how much I would love the battle system. I thought it was gonna be just basic Final Fantasy stuff. Not to say Final Fantasy is bad and basic, but this one has a little more oomph to it. First of all, you got the basic attack, but this is really cool because, okay, every character has a basic attack. Let's start with that basic attack, and everyone attacks with a weapon. You either have cudgels, which is like staves, and then you have swords, daggers, axe, and even bow and lance, and stuff like that. Every enemy in the game has weaknesses, and they have a certain amount of times that they can be attacked with the weakness before they break. And when they break, they are vulnerable, and then you do extra damage to them. So you have to experiment with all these weapons. Like, oh, here's a little like boar. There's a boar. I wonder what's weak to it. Maybe a bow, because you're hunting it. So you shoot him with the bow, and then all of a sudden his little vulnerability shield goes down from like 3, and every time you hit him it goes down to 2 and 1, and then you break him, and then everyone does major damage to it. So it's very, very strategic in boss battles, because not only are they weak to the weapon types, but they're weak to elemental types. There's like 5 different elemental types, I think. There's lightning, wind, fire, and light and dark and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. And you really have to, you know, play strategic. There's even a character who, like, as soon as you enter the battle, he like reveals one of the weaknesses, and then as soon as you learn a weakness, if you encounter that that enemy again, you get the weakness. So that's pretty much it. And then you have all the character skills. I'm gonna give you an example for Tressa, who is a merchant, and everyone has crazy skills. One of my favorite part of the game, you know, was picking up a new character and going through all their stats. I am a huge RPG nut, dude. I love numbers in games. I love seeing everything that you can do. So as soon as I got a new character, I was like, okay, I just picked up the dancer class. Before I even like got into a fight, I was like, to the menu, to the skills. Okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Then I went to her stats page, and I was like, okay, she's really, really good with elemental, defensive elemental attack. And then I did the same with all the other characters, because I absolutely love that stuff. Like getting into it and just seeing all the nitty-gritty things. It's so cool. So what was I saying? Oh, I got sidetracked by saying the RPG stuff. Tressa's skills. Well, for instance, the merchant skill. She has different skills, such as she can steal money from enemies at a certain percentage depending on how low they are. She has a wind elemental attack. Every character has some elemental attacks, but of course the mages have like even more, which is really cool. So she has like a wind ability, and then she has a wind AoE ability. And one of my favorite ones is hired help. You can actually spend money because she's a merchant. Like you can spend 150 bucks to bring in a mercenary who does AoE axe damage, and then it buffs the party, and you can spend even more money for all of that good stuff. And then she can also do some port stuff, like give BP. I'll explain BP in a second, to other characters, and then she can it's just a lot of other stuff. So that's pretty much it. That's the merchant character, and then you have all the other characters that do lots of other stuff. And as you unlock, because you get regular experience for your character's class when you level up, you know, you do all that good stuff, and then you get JP, which is job points, which also goes along beside your XP, and you get to choose in progression which skills you want to learn. As you learn more skills, you learn more support skills. Once again, Tressa being an example. She learns a support skill that every single time, and you know, she finishes a battle, she gets a little bit extra money and stuff like that. So that's pretty much battle. But there's one huge thing for battle after this. One huge thing for battle, and that's BP, battle points. So you can do the basic attack on your turn. You can swipe an enemy with a lance. You can poke them, or you can upgrade and use your BP. Now, how this works is you get BP every single turn that you don't activate BP. So if you attack once, you have 2 BP for the next turn. If you attack again, you have 3 BP in your reserve. And then at any time, you can, you know, I don't know. I was playing on the Switch, right? So I was pressing R. So your character like uses a BP for an action. So if you know an enemy is weak against axes, and you have a character that uses axe, and you're like, I need a break in this turn, or he's gonna do something crazy to my characters, good thing I saved that BP. You can buff up your BP, pa, and then you attack 4 times in one turn. So you go chop, 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 break, you know, all of that good stuff. Mostly with melee weapons, it attacks multiple times for easy break and more damage. If you use skills forever, bring it back Tressa once again, you use your reserve in your steal skill, increases the percent chance. Uses it in the AoE skill, the AoE win skill. AoE win skill increases the damage. Overall, it's very powerful. A big strategy that I have for people who have not played this game yet. Definitely break with, you know, the regular weapons and elementals. As soon as they're vulnerable, that's when you use your BP to do stuff, and you can even use BP to heal, which is amazing. So that's pretty much the gameplay, and the bulk of it is a lot of strategy there. You know, it's really, really fun. It's really fun. And one huge tip I have as well is, and if you are a huge JRPG fan, you're not gonna mind this. It's actually fun. Grind for money, upgrade your equipment, and do all of that good stuff. And there's more gameplay besides just the battle. There's the overworld abilities that every character has. Oh, there's so much to this game. Okay, Tressa again, who is the merchant class, my new waifu. All right, so every character has an overworld ability, and some characters, well, there's 8 characters, two characters kind of pair up with the kind of abilities they have, but it's either a good ability or a bad ability in the same type of vein. So we have Tressa, who is a merchant, and we have Therion, who is a thief class. Tressa's overworld ability, she can walk up to NPCs and she can choose to purchase items from them. So, NPCs can have healing items or permanent HP boost items, or even equipment and stuff like that, or even quest items, side quest items. So she can purchase it for good, like nothing bad, it's just to spend money. Therion, however, the thief, his overworld ability is stealing. So the same items that you can purchase with Tressa, you can steal with Therion. Now, depending on the level Therion is and the level of the town, it gives you a percentage chance. You can either do it really good, or if you fail, you lose reputation in the town. Now, stealing with Therion is like way better than buying, because honestly, if you fail like 4 to 5 times, you lose reputation, and that means no NPCs will interact with you. But all you have to do is pay a small fine at the inn that you would probably pay like 5 times fold buying stuff, and then it restores everything. You can try stealing again, which is crazy. So that was one example of the overworld abilities. Everyone else has every character, the other 6 have 2 kind of pairs to do overworld abilities too. So I talked about the story, talked about the gameplay, a good amount of gameplay, and one other thing I want to bring up with the gameplay is that, like I said, every character has classes, but then once you get further in the game and you explore the overworld, you can find secondary classes to equip to your character. So at this moment in time, my Tressa merchant class is a merchant / scholar. So she has all of those merchant skills plus a lot of offensive elemental skills, which is amazing, and that also allows her to equip scholar weapons. So she can use a bow, a lance, and a staff. And in the in-game character sprite, she's wearing like a cool green hood and stuff. Like, she looks like a scholar. It's pretty cool. So that's that. Let's talk about the graphics. I love the graphics. Oh my god, really quick, I just have to say the bad thing about the graphics is it's kind of enclosed in, like there's a big circle around the character for the most part, and then everything out it is kind of unfocused. But other than that, I love the 2D type of sprites. I was streaming it, right? I stream every single episode. I streamed it, and then a lot of the kids were like, "Oh yeah, this looks like Paper Mario," and I was like, "Oh, this just looks like old school JRPG sprites to me, man." But no, I can see where they're coming from. Maybe they haven't played like the really super old games, but they know of the Paper Mario stuff. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. So the styles are great. The colors are really good. Oh man, it's just I'm showing the footage throughout this whole freaking time I'm talking. So I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about when I say like it's just really unique. And it's cool. One of the biggest things that sold me on the game. So that's the art style and stuff. How's the sound? So good. Oh man, the music, I love it, dude. I remember like first time hearing the tracks in the game, like the first time I got into a boss battle, I just listened to it for a second. I was like, here, chat, like listen, this is really cool, and I was just like enjoying it. And just every character has like a theme too. So like, at the end of the chapters, they usually have the theme of the character playing, because it's like a big epic moment, and then it really just captures the thing. And the sound effects with hitting an enemy, it's really powerful, doing the AoEs and stuff. And a lot of characters have different sort of like sayings as soon as they enter a battle, and when you finish them or when they do attacks. I'm in the Japanese version, so during cutscenes I like listen in Japanese. I just like to, it just brings me back to those good old days. I know the English, voice acting is really good, but I don't know. Maybe I'll switch back and forth, because you do have that option. So sound, freaking amazing. What's another category I should be talking about? Because most of it is a little bit of story, but a lot of gameplay. And once again, with the story, I'm only 20 hours in. I'm only on chapter 2 with some characters, because I'm really trying to train every character and do every character's thing. I want to 100% this game. I don't care if it takes 500 plus hours. I love this game, and I'm doing a lot of it. So I hope that soon maybe all of their stories were intertwined, because right now everyone has their own goal. Tressa is trying to complete an unknown journal that she found, that she got, and she's trying to just go on a world adventure, while the thief Therion has to collect three orbs of power that have been stolen from a family that he actually got swindled into helping. And everyone has their own cool stuff. I love all the characters. I love everything like that. So replayability. That's another usual type of category that people do in reviews, right? Replayability. I don't know if you'll play this game again, but but you don't need to play it again because you'll be playing it for like 500 plus hours. So I was gonna sit here and give you guys a really just like quick review, but I think I've been talking for a pretty long time, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So yeah, that's it. If you guys played Octopath Traveler, let me know down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I had to say today. And if you have not played it and you decide to pick it up from this review, do it. 100% do it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a link down below where you can pick this up on Amazon. Sometimes it's a little cheap. Check it out if it's for the Switch down there. Really cheap. Maybe one day it'll be ported to different platforms, but it's really good on Switch. This is a really good mobile game. And since I stream it a lot, I play on my TV, and then at night, when I'm not recording, I grind a little bit. So it's really fun that way. So like I said, link down below. Please check it out. And if you want to watch the full playthrough that I'm doing, I'm uploading it on my secondary channel because it's going to be like 100+ parts. Right, so I decided I'm just going to upload it on the secondary channel. Otherwise, this channel will be nothing but Octopath Traveler. So that's what the second channel is for. Down below. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.